Hey guys, Chandler here again. Today we're going to be looking at some more 2.2.0 PTR. Alright, so yesterday patch 2.2 PTR was released, or the public test realm, and we were able to go on this server, try out all the new stuff, and some of the new things are some new barb items. They were all new class items. Anyways, I tried out some of the barb stuff. As you can see here, I have a new weapon, which is really cool, and we're going to talk about that. And the Immortal King set was changed, and some other cool stuff. But here, right now the queues are ridiculous. So as you can see, I'm in an hour 15-minute queue to get on the PTR. I can't get on right now, but don't worry, I have a clip from my live stream. I'll show you guys, so just hang out for a second. We'll go look at this gear that I have. Alright, so now on the PTR, I did play on my normal character, not my seasonal character, just because I have more gear on my normal character. I'll be able to try out more stuff. So, I played on the normal server, but, you know, all the items drop on both normal and seasonal, so it's cool. Unless there's a new seasonal, Season 2 item that you need to go along with your build. The Barb doesn't really have that, so it's all good. Alright, so as you can see here, the Immortal King set was changed, and it's really cool. So 2-piece Call of the Ancients last until they die. 4-piece Call of the Ancients melee attack also deals 600% weapon damage in a 15-yard radius, which makes them a lot stronger, to be honest. And 6-piece increase the duration of your Wrath of the Berserker by 0.5 seconds every time an Ancient deals damage, which is crazy. And this leads to Perma Wrath of the Berserker, but there's another item, Mortix Breeches, a pair of pants that makes it so Wrath of the Berserker gains the effect of every rune. Now, by Wrath of the Berserker gaining the effect of every rune, that gives it, you know, the 50% increased damage, along with a proc similar to Battle Rage Bloodshed, but every time you crit, you deal 300% weapon damage in a 15-yard radius, along with the 20% of the damage dealt when crit is done in a 15-yard radius. So this is really interesting, really good. And then of course you get from another room 5.3k life for Fury, and another room gives you 50% damage reduction. So yes, while we remove the Pride of Cassius, we still sort of have the Pride of Cassius and Ignore Pain without actually having to use the slot. That now just comes from our Wrath of the Berserker. That's always up, by the way. It's always up. And then over here we have Corrupted Ashbringer. Alright, so the way Corrupted Ashbringer works is when you kill enemies, there's a chance to spawn a skeleton. When you spawn 5 skeletons, they all explode, and then for a short period of time, your attacks have a chance to hit for 6,200% weapon damage as holy. You know that it procs because your sword is normally green, and when it procs, it turns like a bright yellow glowy color. And it's really OP right now. I think, or I'm told that it's bugged and it's doing like 60,000 damage instead of 6,000 damage, and it makes sense because I've one-shotted Greater Rift 38 bosses. Yeah, it's pretty broken. It just one-shots everything. So I didn't manage to get an ancient one of these yet, unfortunately. I got like 3 of them. I got like 3 furnaces. One of the furnaces were ancient. There's a 2000% drop rate buff on the PTR right now. So I guess that's why everyone wants to play on it, because everyone can get their gear super easy. So yeah, that's pretty much all the new stuff. I am using an IK build I kind of just threw together. Of course, I'm using the Enforcer gem. I'm also using Mirene because I'm in a Frenzy build. Right here, as you can see, I'm using Frenzy. Of course, the Fire Ancients, you know, this is mainly fire. But I am using the physical Furious Charge Merciless Assault. That, instead of using a Fury Spender, I decided to use Furious Charge. It's just easier because when I need to AoE and I have 3 targets, whatever, I could just keep resetting the Furious Charge, as I usually do in a Ray-Core build. Corrupted Ashbringer can also work in a Ray-Core build. The proc is based off the proc coefficient of the ability. So something like Frenzy has a 75% proc coefficient, so 75% of your hits are going to proc the Ashbringer. Furious Charge, Merciless Assault, I think has a 33% or 20 something percent, I forget. Yeah, so obviously, you know, Frenzy's gonna proc it more, but then you could use something like Weapon Throw, say, that has a 100% proc coefficient. So whenever your Ashbringer is buffed, 100% of your weapon throws are gonna proc it. So you could just Google Barbarian proc coefficients. There's, you know, there are websites that show you all that stuff. And yeah, this is just sort of an IK build I'm using, with Battle Rage Bloodshed, you know, Sprint, Furious Charge as our AoE ability, Frenzy as our melee, and of course Wrath of the Berserker. Since we get every rune, I did put the fire rune on it because I'm in the fire build. This is something I'm not too sure about yet, and maybe if someone knows they could leave it in the comment. But alright, so basically with Furious Charge, if you want a fire build, you select the fire rune. Now Wrath of the Berserker has that 300% weapon damage on crit in a 15-yard area, and that's a physical skill. But there's also a fire rune where when you pop Wrath of the Berserker, you do like a little over 3k damage AoE. So what I'm wondering is, if I select the fire rune, does that that bloodshed type of crit 300% damage, that physical rune, does that turn fire? If I select that physical one, does the fire one turn physical? I doubt it works like that. I really highly doubt it works like that. But either way, it's not that important. Like I said, this is just kind of a build I threw together. This is, you know, the first day of the PTR. I was just kind of messing around with stuff, so don't take this build too seriously. Anyways, let's bring up that clip, okay? Here we go. That should be it. Alright. There we are. Now, I just popped a Greater F33 here. I did do some higher ones, but it was hard to look through my whole stream to find where I one-shotted or the Greater Rift boss. I mean, it depends, because you could only get the Ashbringer to be buffed and actually do this one shot if you kill mobs. So if you get a boss that doesn't spawn ads and you don't already have the buff up when he spawns, then you're kind of screwed. And that's sort of how it works. But I'm just gonna kind of go through here. As you can see now, it's glowing red, so that means it is buffed. Now, usually you want to try to kill a bunch of mobs and then just kind of go in and try to swing at the really high HP mobs, or swing at the elites and champions, but sometimes that you just don't have the opportunity to do so. Because if I just try to skip through mobs by charging through them, I'm going to proc the Ashbringer along the way. It seems like it lasts for so long, but anytime that you proc it, like, it has a few procs in it, so if you just swing, if it goes up and you swing and you hit a ton of things, it's going to go down pretty quickly. If you try to avoid hitting mobs while it's buffed, it's going to stay up longer. That's kind of what I found when I was playing around with it yesterday. But again, like I said, this weapon seems to be extremely overpowered right now and broken, because I have seen hits for like over 10 billion or something like that. I think I just hit right there for like 4 billion. If you try to look at the numbers, it's really hard to see because there are just so many numbers popping up because of the ancients. As you can see, I think I get it to proc right here, and then I go swing at the yellow mob, and he just blows up. As you can see, there's a lot of lag on the PTR. There's a lot of lag on the PTR right now, but that was like 2 hits or something, and the yellow mob just disappeared. Just 2 hits from Frenzy, that yellow mob was gone. This is Greater F33. And I would have been doing higher Greater Rifts, but as you can see, the lag on the PTR is just obnoxious. There are way too many people on it. If you don't know, the PTR, there's one server, and it's in the US. So Asia, EU, US are all on the same PTR server, and it's just lag to hell right now. As you can see, I got the Ashbringer up right now. As you can see, there are some 8 Bil crits there, if you didn't see them. Pretty sure on elite mobs, I'm critting over 10 Bil with this. It's just really, really hard to see the numbers. Over here, I'm just trying to get the Ashbringer to proc so that I'll have it for the boss. So I'll get the Ashbringer to proc right here, and then I'll walk up to the yellow mob and just nuke him so that I don't hit too many mobs, so that when the boss spawns, I'll have the Ashbringer proc up and I could just swing at him. So see, now I got it up. I'm trying to be really careful. Just going over to the yellow. I hit him for 3 Bil, it seems. Boom. Done. It's pretty nuts right now, guys. It's pretty nuts. Like I said, I'm pretty sure the weapon's broken, and we'll have to see what it's like when it's tuned, because at the rate it comes up and how often you get to use it, for 6,000% procs, is it going to be worth it? Is it going to be better than a furnace? Probably, maybe not. I don't think so. But right now, it's just out of this world insane OP. It's pretty funny stuff. Anyways, that's my video for today. I hope you guys liked it. Hope you found it helpful. If you want, like, subscribe, comment, share. It'd be much appreciated, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Later.